Back. This is problem 2, section 4.1. The question is, determine which of the following regions has an area equal to the given limit without evaluating the limit. They don't want us to evaluate this limit, but they want us to tell which area is represented by this limit. In other words, is it area under the graph y equals x to the 10, y equals x to the 5, on the intervals 5 to 7 or 2 to 5, and so on. Okay, so to understand that, you need to know which part, what does this represent. Okay, so here I have an example. It's similar to, basically it's the same thing that we have seen in this particular section, but written differently. So suppose you're looking at the function y equals x to the power 8 on the interval 4 to 7, and we make n rectangles. What does that mean? Well, interval is 4 to 7, so the total width of this interval is 3, 7 minus 4. Okay? If I'm making n rectangles from 4 to 7, then I'm cutting the interval into n pieces. So the width of each piece will be 3 over n. You see, n pieces and 3 is the total length. So each width is 3 over n. All right. What does that mean? It means because my very first number is 4, the next number will be 4 plus 3 over n. You see that? Because 3 over n is the width. This is 4 plus 3 over n, and then this will be 4 plus twice of 3 over n. Do you see why twice? Because one width and one more width. What is this one? This guy is 4 plus 3 times 3 over n. Why 3 times? One width, second width, third width. Okay, so width is 3 over n. So there are 3 times that width you need to go to reach here, and so on. Okay. So if I'm looking at area under this curve in red, I am approximating it by different rectangles. Okay. Now look at the height of each rectangle. Height of each rectangle is given by the right end point of each base, right? So for this rectangle, that's the base. The right end point determines my height. I hope you understand what I mean. If I say the left end point, then my height would be above. So height is determined where the curve meets your point on the x-axis. So this curve meets the right end point on your x-axis. This curve meets right end point of this rectangle on the x-axis. For this rectangle again, the curve meets on the right. So this rectangle height is determined by the right end point of your base. Okay. So what is the area of each rectangle? It is width times height. Width is 3 over n, and height is the value of f at this number being 4 plus 3 over n. Okay, so this is my first rectangle. Area of the first rectangle is width 3 over n times the height, which is nothing but f of 4 plus 3n, because that's what it means to be on the curve. That's the y coordinate. Well, what was my function f? F was power 8. So it takes this guy, gives me power 8. That's the area of the first rectangle. What about the second rectangle? Well, width is still 3 over n, but the height is given by this number. That number is 4 plus 2 times 3 over 8. 4 plus 2 times 3 over 8. So width is 3 over n, whereas f at this, which is the height, is 4 plus 2 times 3 over n to the 8th power. Same way, the third rectangle, width is 3 over n, okay? And the height of the rectangle is given by this point, that is nothing but 4 plus 3 times 3 over n. Yes, 4 plus 1, 2, 3. 3 times 3 over n, f of that. Okay, that's making f of a number ensures you have the right height. So, what was f doing? It was taking power 8. Okay, how do I know that's what f does? Because that's what y is. Y is x to the power 8. So now you have an idea what this means. Now, going back to our given problem. So these are each rectangles, and sigma sign means summation. You're adding up these areas. All right. So going back to our problem, 2 over n is going to be the width. Look at the right similarity. 2 over n is the width. Power 10 is the function. So power 10 is the function. So I have two options where power 10 is the function. This is an option. This is an option. All right. It's not power 5. It's power 10. So now what about 2 over n? Well, that means the entire width of the entire interval should have width 2. Which guy has width 2? This has width 2. This guy has width 3. So this is the one that we have to choose. Oops. So it was problem 2. I have to choose power 10 as the function, and the entire interval should be width 2. That's right. Continuing next video.